So going ahead and pulling the carrots for a bunch, just going along, pulling them up, lining them up. So you want to have I like to have all the carrots in the same plane. Just makes them easier when they look better on bunching them on a table stacked up. But if your customers don't care about tops necessarily, I recommend going ahead and taking off the top of the tops. With these tops, these are shorter and a little bit easier to bunch, but if you use something like a bolero, they have super tall tops and it makes it really hard to put the rubber band around. But like this, now it's just super easy to get 3 times around and then you're good to go and you can go ahead and set those right in the case. So generally with carrots, we're going ahead with a bin in front of us, just pulling it down as we fill it. Or you can do also is just make piles of bunches, 5 at a time in the path, and then one person is responsible just to go around and clean them up. A key point to make here though, is you notice how these have dried out. The goal is to make sure that these carrots never dry out, because carrots that dry out then stain a little bit further and they're harder to clean. So if you can have burlap out here or something to throw on top of this to keep them from really drying out, that can be a way to make it easier in the pack shed. You don't have to spend as much time cleaning your carrots. So one thing you notice when we forked the first path is how hard it was. And that's because, this area has been walked on for the entire season and been compacted, and then we're basically forking that area. So if you go down one side and harvest the whole outside, and then you come in and start forking the next row from this side, you can keep working across, and so you only have to deal with one time of forking really hard instead of going to the other side and forking that same over there. So what I'm saying is you can fork this row from this side and it'll be a lot easier. So with bulk carrots, we're pulling a handful at a time. So you have 3 or 4 carrots in your hand at a time. And then what you're doing is grabbing them with the other hand and breaking them over your hand like that. And that acts as a fulcrum, snaps the top off really easily, and then you can just set them right in your bin. So you can kind of see here, going along, pulling a couple at a time, shaking off the dirt, and then breaking them over the back of your hand like that. And then if you want to take any of the strings off, the strings really should come off at this point too, because the strings will rot in storage and stain the carrots as well. So that's kind of how we'll go ahead and do that. So you can see, grab a couple, grab them in your hand, break them, clean off any of those strings, and stick them right in the case.